The first time we interviewed a group of people worth at least $10 million, Deca Millionaires, the session turned out differently than we had planned. We were contracted to study the wealthy by a large international trust company. Our client wanted us to study the needs of high net worth individuals. Apparently these guys had formed a company where they do research on marketing. And this international trust company came to them and said, listen, we want to market our products to wealthy people. We want you to find out what wealthy people, who they are, where they are, what they believe in, what their values are, so we know how to market to them. They said, okay, we'll do that. Actually, guys, what they found out was so mind-blowing that they created this book and became a bestseller. They didn't know this until they went out and did the studies. They had a meeting, they got in touch with some of these people, and they got 9 of them to come to a meeting to talk with them. So, to make sure our Deca Millionaire respondents felt comfortable during the interview, we rented a posh penthouse on Manhattan's fashionable East Side. We also hired 2 gourmet food designers. They put together a menu of 4 pâtés, 3 kinds of caviar. To accompany this, the designer suggested a case of high-quality 1970 Bordeaux. Armed with what we thought would be the ideal menu, we enthusiastically awaited the arrival of our Deca Millionaire respondents. The first to arrive was someone we ended up nicknaming Mr. Bud. 69 years old and a first-generation millionaire, Mr. Bud owned several valuable pieces of commercial real estate in the New York metropolitan area. He also owned 2 businesses. You would never have figured from his outward appearance that he was worth well over $10 million. We wanted to make Mr. Bud feel that we fully understood the food and drink expectations of America's Deca Millionaires. So after we introduced ourselves, one of us asked, Mr. Bud, may I pour you a glass of 1970 Bordeaux? Mr. Bud looked at us a little puzzled, and he said, I drink Scotch and 2 kinds of beer, Free and Budweiser. We hit our shock as the true meaning of our Deca Millionaires message began to dawn on us. During the subsequent 2-hour interview, the 9 Deca Millionaire respondents shifted constantly in their chairs. Occasionally they glanced at the buffet, but not one touched the pâté or drank our vintage wines. We knew they were hungry, but all they ate were the gourmet crackers. Frugal, frugal, frugal. Being frugal is the cornerstone of wealth building. What's frugal mean? We don't use that term a lot. It's number 1 on the board up here. Frugal means spend less than you make. People who become wealthy spend less than they make. One trait that distinguishes those of us who wish we had more money from those who in fact do have more money, they live well below their means. They don't spend all their money. They're careful with it. Most millionaires aren't flashy and glamorous. They live modestly, perhaps next door to you, and you don't know it. They were very careful in what they bought for a home, what kind of cars they bought, and what they did for their college education. So a lot more millionaires live in homes that are under $300,000 than the ones that have $1 million plus homes. Millionaires plan. They live a budgeted life. Now the good news is they're dull, normal people that do the right thing with their money. They are working hard, showing a lot of perseverance, planning, and most of all, they're showing self-discipline with their money.